Hey, what is up guys? My name is Cat, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different than what I've been doing with Life is Strange. I'm going to be a little bit more informative as opposed to just doing gameplay. So instead, in videos like these, while I'm waiting for the bonus episode to come out, I'm going to show you guys like some different choices and some different outcomes, some Easter eggs, yada yada yada, that you've probably missed, probably didn't see, or might not have chosen to do in your own gameplay. So, let's get into it. Interestingly enough, the train that almost runs Chloe over at the very beginning of Life is Strange Before the Storm is the same train that almost runs her over again in the first game of Life is Strange where Max saves her. The train number is 1337, which spells out Lee. Just like in the original Life is Strange, the license plates of cars have Easter eggs and references to other things. For example, this one's is Spartacus, and this one's is Bonnie and Clyde. Damon Merrick is pretty much a very mysterious character that you don't really get to meet until episode 2. However, if you are a smart player and you were walking around and you were just exploring everything, you would have noticed that you've met Damon Merrick first thing in the very first episode, and he's right here, roughing up someone else who owes him money. Frank's license plate is Ty Durden, but in episode 2 it changes to a Breaking Bad reference. Just like with car license plates, the motorcycle license plates are also references to the movie The A-Team, with Hannibal, B.A. Barracks, Murdoch, and Faceman being featured. The very first graffiti that you can perform in the game is on Frank's RV. If somehow you manage to fail the very first backtalk which you are walked through to do, then you will have to enter through a side door, which is hidden right over here. In order to get to the side door, you have to move the dog kennel.
Nearby. This thing's heavier than it looks.
The same grumpy trucker and his favorite truck from the first game is also here at the mill, right there, taking a break off the road. After talking with Frank Bowers, he reveals to you that he is holding weed and you can buy it from him. However, you owe him $175. You can get this $175, or rather $200, from the t-shirt vendor. You can steal it from him by knocking his car down by removing or pressing down the parking brake. Then you can also take a t-shirt and the $200 right there after he goes down to apologize to the angry trucker, which his car crashes into. However, most people who have played the game before probably would have bought drugs, knowing that drugs are an essential part of Chloe Price's character. But you don't have to spend the money. You can actually keep the money and have the $200 later on in the future episodes. A termination notice can be found next to this drunk dude. After reading the termination notice, you'll get informed all about the situation between the Norths and the Prescotts, and how Drew and Mikey North's father was fired from the docks. When you try and push through the crowd, you can actually see Rachel Amber thrashing.
Here we go.
If you explored around downstairs of the mill enough, you would have been able to find a beer and pick it up for Chloe to drink. And she uses the same beer bottle to escape from the skeevy guys. But if you don't get a beer, this happens.
Pretty, it won't.
She thinks she can take you?
Hey, dickhead. Ah! Rachel?
Here's what it looks like when you attack the skeevy guys harassing you with the beer bottle. Although Firewalk might not be an actual band, the name is a reference to an actual band, and there is an actual band that sings this same song called Pretty Vicious. The second graffiti you can perform in episode 1 is on the saw blade. While reading Chloe's diary entries to Max Caulfield, her best friend who had left her, There is a small paragraph on page 3 hinting at her struggles with her sexuality, as she states she was once masturbating to Deckard from Blade Runner, a male character, to suddenly thinking about Pris, a female character in the same movie. Like the radio in the junkyard, the radio in Chloe's room plays multiple songs from the original soundtrack of Life is Strange Before the Storm. There are a total of around 50 songs, and if you turn either of these radios off, you miss out. And the only way to hear all 50 songs from Life is Strange Before the Storm, you have to leave these radios on.
Better see what my dresser has to offer.
Because of the choice I made to use the $200 to buy weed from Frank, I have the weed in my room. But if you don't buy the weed from Frank, I can only assume that instead of weed, you'll have a wad of $200 cash in that bin. There are 2 graffiti spots that you have in Chloe's room. One is on her periodic table. The other is behind her fantasy poster.
No more unicorns, no more princesses, and no more fucking rainbows.
Words of wisdom, don't fail me now.
While Chloe was growing up and while William was still alive, he would often record her height on the wall in her room. But since he died, Chloe crossed out the entire record of her growing up, with the final quote being, "Dad is gone," written on the very top. In Chloe's room, you can choose to either trash or keep the report card down there. If you trash it, it will not return in the later episodes after David searches your room, but if you don't trash it, it stays. This photo of Chloe's Blackwell Academy class has multiple characters from the first game, including Warren, Hayden, Zachary, Trevor, Logan, Alyssa, Justin, Dana, Evan, Stella, Brooke, Juliet, Victoria Chase, Nathan Prescott, Taylor, and Rachel. Although Rachel's not really in the first game, but she's also kind of in it. I don't really want to spoil it for you guys. But interestingly enough, most of these characters are not in the second game or play no huge large role. Although most players probably would prefer the relationship between Chloe Price and Rachel Amber, it is revealed here in Chloe's drawer that she has been dating Elliot for 2 months. So is it really right to choose Rachel over Elliot? I wonder. Ever since the first game of Life is Strange, we've known that Chloe always loved skateboards and skating. And as we see here, she has been fixing multiple skateboards. In fact, she has a total of 4 skateboards in her room. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the deluxe edition, there's a Punk Dough bonus outfit. The Punk Dough bonus outfit is a reversed version, or a punkier version, of Max's outfit from the first game of Life is Strange. In the Ask Miss Arcadia webpage, you can see Chloe Price's profile as well as topics like the Haiti Earthquake Relief Fundraiser and Prescott and the Illuminati. You can also see what appears to be Warren's account, who's named The Doctor, and you can tell it's probably Warren from his strange movie references. The website Deckmail is in reference to Deck 9 Games, the current team who worked on Life is Strange Before the Storm. The website Nodface is a hint between Facebook and Don't Nod, the previous team who worked on the first game of Life is Strange. Based off of the photo of Arcadia Bay as seen in the first game of Life is Strange, Arcadia Bay is actually a real town, just under a different name. Unlike in the first game of Life is Strange, this time the bathroom has toilet paper. The same photos that Max sees in Life is Strange are the same photos here in Before the Storm. If you played the first game of Life is Strange, then you would have noticed that the furniture arrangement is more closer to the alternate reality that Max was in when Chloe was in a wheelchair. This is due to the fact of David not moving any of the furniture around, since he hasn't completely moved in yet. When you leave Chloe's house to go into David and drive to school, you can see that a raven is watching Chloe's house. Chloe's stereo from the first game of Life is Strange can be found here in the garage. The new camera that Chloe gives to Max is also found here in the garage. The same drawing board that Chloe and Max use when trying to add up clues in their investigation, as well as the drawing board that is found in the back of her house in the first game of Life is Strange, can be also found in the garage, right here. The next place that you can graffiti in the garage is only in David's toolbox after you take the socket wrench.
If it's in my garage, it gets my special treatment.
While on Blackwell campus, the next place you can graffiti is here on the wall behind the Tempest stage. Now, I don't know if this happens for everyone, but for me, a funny glitch happens to Evan when you don't sign his petition for wildfires.
I really
The glitch
don't
shows him
care that
floating up
much.
over his
Doing
chair and
nothing
glitching through the table.
is just as bad as doing harm.
Pretty sure that's not.
You're a wizard, Evan. You're a wizard. Skip Matthews' band Pisshead is not an actual real band. The songs were actually made for the original soundtrack of Life is Strange Before the Storm. On school campus, there are 2 spots where you can get into the mind of Chloe Price. One of them is by sitting on this crate. The second place where you can get into the mind of Chloe is right here in this shady smoking corner, where it says no sucking on tampons. There's only one place you can graffiti in the drama lab, and that is behind this flat right here, where you reply to a bunch of stuff that people say about Rachel Amber and Victoria Chase.
RA will suck as Prospera if VC. What to say? What to say?
When you're in the changing rooms, the only place that you can graffiti is here, on the poster. On the train, you'd notice that there are these strange symbols that Chloe wonders about. Aurora Creek is the original name for Arcadia Bay. Unity is the engine that the game is running on, and a lot of these symbols can be found on Chloe's truck in the original Life is Strange. After you move the crate to sit Rachel, there's a place where you can graffiti right over here. You can also notice that there's a book here, which is Huckleberry
I
Finn.
was supposed to read Huck Finn in English last year.
You can actually get Rachel to sign her name on the train by picking the ambidextrous claim.
I don't buy the ambidextrous claim.
No? Well, that's too bad, because it's true.
Prove it. Sign your name with both hands.
Sign where? Seriously?
All the bad girls do it. Come on. Damn.
While in the park, you can graffiti the statue. Scaring the squirrels or the birds makes Chloe say lines from Lord of the Rings.
Get out of here, woodland creatures. Have some self-respect. Bye, you fools.
In order to get the junkyard graffiti, first what you have to do is smash this candy sign. Then you have to smash the cans of paint. Be sure to do it in this order. Now you can graffiti. The camera that you smash is also the same camera that Max comments on in Life is Strange. In order to get the graffiti in Chloe's dream sequence after smashing her father's car, you have to read the poster and then let the father talk about it. Then move the poster, and after you move the poster, your marker will appear in the wine bottle. Take the marker from the wine bottle and proceed to graffiti.
What's past is... Hey, where's my marker? Oh, there it is.
Got